will be with us throughout this weekend and here tonight for the Aggies. It is Haley Lee for Kentucky. It's Kayla Kowalik. They are both the respective catchers for their teams, Tori.
They are, and they're both leading off tonight. And a big thing to note is they're both finalists for the USA Softball Player of the Year award announced a couple of days ago. They're definitely two extremely fun players to watch.
So for Kowalik, she is a native Texan from New Braunfels and a .526 average.
Yeah, and the thing that makes her so good is that she's able to do a little bit of everything. She can lay down a bunt, she can get one through the infield, and then she can go yard just like she did right there.
On the other side, her counterpart, as you say, they're both catchers. Haley Lee, 21 homers, second best in the SEC.
A ton of power. She has really come into her own this year and really started to understand what it means to be a power hitter in the SEC. She knows when to be patient, and she knows when to attack those pitches and hit them hard.
For Texas A&M, starting the opening game of this series in the circle, the junior, a Texas native, but a Florida State transfer, Mackenzie Herzog.
Mackenzie Herzog, the ace of the Aggie pitching staff. She's going to be throwing in the upper 60s, but the key for her tonight is to attack the zone. She has to get ahead of these hitters and make them swing and miss.
And she will begin against Kayla Kowalik. And that .526 average. Following Kowalik is Tatum Spangler, who carries an 11-game hit streak into this contest. Aaron Koffel, the shortstop, one of the best freshmen in the country. And then there's the veteran at first base, Mallory Payton, all in the lineup tonight for head coach Rachel Lawson. Kowalik has led off all 44 games this season for Kentucky. The Wildcats overall 32-12 coming in here to College Station. And Kowalik has only failed to get a hit in 5 of those games. Reaches out, Rylan Wiggins. One down to the top of the first.
Got an illegal pitch.
Well, perhaps not one down.
Yeah, going to go down as a ball.
And it was a 3-1 count.
There we go, a walk.
A walk then on the illegal pitch with a 3-1 count.
Not sure specifically what was called, if it was pre-pitch or a little bit of crow hop action, as they like to call it, but definitely not a mistake you want to give to Kentucky, and especially not Kowalik.
And now it's Spangler. That ball looked like it went foul. It is on an errant throw. Kowalik was rounding second base, heading to third, but a foul ball off the bat of Spangler. 11 games in a row she's registered a hit. And then with Kowalik at first base. Tried the bunt there, that's foul. So 0-2. Kowalik is 18 of 19 on her stolen base attempts. And now Spangler down in the count 0-2. Always begs the question, do you try the bunt again? There's no more safety net there. You'd have to put it down in fair territory. Swinging, center field. And now toward the gap in left center, Kelby Fortenberry makes her way all the way over.
Spangler not able to move her over in that situation. You go down 0-2, missing those bunts. You have to get the ball down on the ground. You have to be able to move Kowalik over to second base and get her into scoring position. Especially as a slapper, that's your game. You want to be able to put that ball on the ground and leg it out.
Lauren Johnson at the plate, a .350 average. You have to get all the way to the 7 spot in this Wildcat lineup before you find an average that's below 300. Kentucky has hit all season long. So a tall order for Mackenzie Herzog tonight. But Herzog, the veteran, that's a base hit up the middle, a liner into center. Kowalik to second base. Lauren Johnson singles her first time up.
Solid swing on a pitch outside. It's a great job right there by Johnson just to go with that pitch. Doesn't try to do too much on it. Thought Kowalik might have tried to go 3 on that one. Fortenberry was going to give her a run for her money.
She thought about it for a moment. You could see the round at second base, and her mind was on third. But retreated, and it's Erin Koffel, the freshman shortstop, and a 365 average. Koffel has started at shortstop in every Kentucky game this season. So 3-0 now with 2 Wildcats aboard and 1 down in the top of the first. Mackenzie Herzog stays in the count.
That's the pitch that will be extremely difficult for these Kentucky hitters to get a barrel on. If she can stay there, that's a prime spot for the pitcher.
Inside pitch pulled foul, so a full count now to Erin Koffel. Fouled right into her foot, so stay with the 3-2 count. If Herzog gets through Koffel, it's a 370 average in Renee Abernathy coming up next. So a Kentucky lineup that just won't quit. And 2 aboard in the top of the first.
Come on, Mackenzie.
In the air, foul out of play. So for the 3rd time, a full count pitch coming from Mackenzie Herzog to Erin Koffel. Came in tight, would have been ball 4, but Koffel is hit by a pitch. Bases loaded, 1 out for Kentucky in their first at bat.
Yeah, this one just gets away from Herzog, up and in on the hands of Koffel. Ooh, right on the forearm. I think I felt that one.
Yeah, those
from
don't
up
feel
here.
good either.
You know, the Evo Shield, you always wear it right on the elbow, and somehow it finds its way around the Evo Shield.
As they say, that's going to leave a mark.
Don't rub it.
Not out on the field. Wait at least till you get to the dugout. And Renee Abernathy, a 370 average, bases loaded with Wildcats. An early Kentucky threat with 1 out in the top of the first.
And that changeup is normally something we see from Herzog a little bit later in the game, but once she gets in these tight positions with bases loaded, 1 out, that's going to be a crucial pitch for her to get out of this situation.
So Herzog has her down in the count 0-2. Mackenzie Herzog coming off a weekend at Mississippi State in which she registered 2 wins in that series. Here's the 0-2, high and away. Herzog's a veteran, has been through it before, a 25-5 career collegiate record. That's 15-3 at A&M, 10-2 in her year at Florida State. Two-strike pitch fouled off by Renee Abernathy, the center fielder. And she's got a chance to stake Kentucky to the early lead.
Giving her a bit of time, hit that one back into her leg.
Up the middle, base hit. Abernathy gives Kentucky the lead, and they'll get 2 out of it. Drives home Kowalik and Johnson. Wildcats by a couple of runs right off the bat.
Nothing like good two-strike hitting. Again, on the outside corner, low and away. I love that she goes and gets this, not in her legs at all, but is able to stay with it on her hands and just gets a nice extension, doesn't even finish her swing all the way, drives it up the middle and gets 2 in.
And 2 more in scoring position with the Wildcats up 2-0. Still just 1 out in the top of the first inning. Mallory Payton, the senior at the plate, a true veteran on this Kentucky team. Payton had hits in all 3 of the LSU games Kentucky was in last weekend. Neither of these teams played during the midweek, so their last action was in conference play. A&M took 2 of 3 from Mississippi State. And Kentucky lost 2 of 3 to nationally ranked LSU. Swinging on a 1-2, fouled back onto the net. High, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So with Payton at the plate, it's Koffel at third base, Abernathy at second. Abernathy just drove home 2 with her base hit. Turned on it, foul. Stick with the same count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Kentucky early in College Station, and they are looking for more. Full count pitch now coming to Mallory Payton. After Payton in this Kentucky lineup, you go Autumn Humes, Grace Ballman, and Miranda Stoddard. Those are averages of 226, 269, and 189 respectively. So with Payton, a 311 hitter up here, you do Walker, but there is a base open, and now the average has dropped considerably with the remaining hitters coming up. But they are loaded, and Autumn Humes, the pitcher, coming to the plate.
Pitcher number 7, Autumn Humes.
And I think coming into this game, everyone knew it was going to be a battle of the bats. You know, it's going to me, I always think Kentucky, A&M, both very respected lineups, and there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. And in talking to Coach Evans before this game, even if they do get down early or they got ahead early, the message was to stay in it. So even with 2 runs up on this board now, not to get down on themselves, not to press, so just be able to get out of this inning, get back into the dugout, and get in the box and start swinging it.
Joe Evans will come out and talk in the circle with Mackenzie Herzog, but to continue what you were talking about, Tori, these 2 teams actually met last year. As you look at Coach Evans' 25th season at the helm of the Texas A&M program, the NFCA Hall of Famer. But obviously last season was called off, but A&M and Kentucky had an SEC series. One of them they got in. It was against each other before everything ended And the last time they played in that finale, I mean, it was a slugfest.
It was.
It was a 10-9 Kentucky win in a phenomenal softball game.
Yeah, Kentucky got up really early, put a lot of crooked numbers up on the board, and A&M just kept fighting back and wasn't going down without anything to say. And like I said, it was a slugfest, that's for sure.
We might see some of that this weekend, as you pointed out. But if you're the Aggies, you're trying to limit the top of the first damage against you at just 2 runs. Bases loaded, Autumn Humes at the plate, and now a 2-0 count.
Yeah, if you're keeping scorecard at home, that first pitch to Humes was an illegal pitch.
That's to right field and a long run for Star Ferguson. She'll get there. They're tagging at third base. The throw goes to third. Now to second, trying to get the runner. Everybody is safe. Second out is recorded on the fly ball, but Koffel scores, and it's 3-0 Kentucky.
Coach Evans appealing the runner leaving early at third base.
And I think she got her.
It is granted.
So take the run off the board. If she appealed Koffel leaving, which I believe she did, that will end the inning, and it is just a 2-0 lead for Kentucky, not 3-0. Kentucky out to a 2-0 lead. They plate a couple in the top of the first. Thought they had a third one, but at third base, Erin Koffel left early in a tag situation, so she was called out, and the third run was wiped off the board. So 2-0 Kentucky going to the bottom of the first. Torrey in the circle for the Wildcats. It's Autumn Humes.
Autumn Humes, their 5th-year senior, the lone senior, is going to throw in the low 60s and a ton of drop balls, but something to note is that she did work a ton this fall and into the spring on her rise and her changeup to keep that more consistent and get a couple more swings and misses.
Haley Lee, second in the SEC in home runs, 4th nationally. Has left the yard 21 times, and she will lead off. Lee has been fun to watch in 2021. And then you ask, what more does she have in her? As for both of these teams, it's this weekend and next weekend. That's it for the regular season. And then you're off to Tuscaloosa for the SEC tournament, and soon after, the NCAAs begin.
Flies by, doesn't it?
It really does. You're absolutely right. You blink and you're halfway through the season. You blink once more and the SEC tournament's underway, it feels
Yeah.
like.
Well, when you're playing your first couple weekends, you know, the tournaments, and then those go by so quick, and then it's already SEC, and then it's almost over.
Yeah.
Postseason. Most exciting time.
That's right. You always like for the postseason to go a little slower or a little longer. Stay in it for a while.
Yeah, that's what you really want.
Extend it as much as you can. 2-2 to Haley Lee. Over the glove of Miranda Stoddard at third base. Nicked off the top of it. And a base hit to start the Aggie half of the first for Haley Lee.
Getting it done, and this is why they put her at the top of the lineup, because she has been so productive and is able to get around this one but muscle it past the third baseman, Stoddard. Let's check out Stoddard. She got quite a bit of air there. Tried to time it. She almost had it.
Got close. So after allowing 2 in the first, the Aggies get the leadoff hitter aboard in the bottom half, Mackenzie Herzog. She's working on an 8-game hit streak, and she has hit .480 during that streak. Autumn Humes quickly has Herzog down in the count. out of play. Third base side. So underway on this Friday night in College Station, 2 o'clock, first pitch tomorrow, noon on Sunday. Tori and I and the 12th Man Productions crew are here all weekend long on the SEC Network, the Aggies and Wildcats. That's a base hit for Mackenzie Herzog. That means she will have hit safely in 9 games in a row now. The first 2 Aggies are on in the bottom of the first.
Such a good 1-2 punch. Making things happen at the top of the lineup. Herzog, again, 0-2 pitching this, or 0-2 hitting, excuse me. This pitch catches a little bit too much on the white, especially for a count that you're ahead as a pitcher, but does a great job clearing her hips and getting a good swing off and drives it through the 3-4 hole.
Morgan Smith. Smith has swung a hot bat as of late. 5 hits in her last 4 games. Tried to lay that down, but went foul toward the Aggie dugout. A&M trying to answer Kentucky's 2 in the first. Left field moving back and into foul territory. Lauren Johnson, she'll get there. Ball briefly got away from Miranda Stoddard as it one-hopped her at third base. The throw back in. No one advances. There's 1 out.
Good base running there by Lee. Knows she's not going to be able to advance. Not a ton of speed on her, but given a hard lead to make them attempt the throw.
Here's Bree Warren, the freshman. Warren is coming off an excellent weekend in Starkville. In the Mississippi State Series, she went 5 for 10, had 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. That meant on Monday she was named the SEC Freshman of the Week. Tried to go opposite field. That's toward the Aggie bullpen. Well foul. And she'll have to hang in with 2 strikes.
Come on, Bree. Wait a minute.
Warren, a College Station native. Well, didn't go far at all to play her college softball. Outside, now 2-2.
Humes being a little bit more careful, especially after giving Herzog that pretty sweet 1-2 pitch. Keeping it off on the outside half. Not giving Warren a chance to barrel it up.
So a full count now. Big pitch coming with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Can Humes make it 2 outs, or can the Aggies load them up? Swing and a miss and a strikeout. 2 down with 2 on.
Great pitch by Humes. Down, away from Warren. I love that she saw that she was close, right? She was close to that strike zone, didn't quite get the call, but with that 3-2, you don't want to take that chance as a hitter. And Warren swings through it, and Humes has 2 on the board.
Shaylee Ackerman provided some power in this A&M lineup to go along with what Haley Lee's done. Ackerman, 8 doubles this year and 12 home runs. So Humes trying to work through a bottom of the first inning that saw Haley Lee and Mackenzie Herzog reach immediately, both with singles. But then she got Morgan Smith to foul out and then struck out Bree Warren. Now it's a 2-0 count to Ackerman. Caught the outside corner, 2-1. Nice play by the shortstop, Erin Koffel. A freshman over there, but she has started every game at shortstop. Very smooth to get the final out at second base. The Aggies get the first 2 on. They can't get them across. It's 2-0 Kentucky heading to the second. Wildcats come on the road and take an early lead, 2-0 after an inning. Head coach at Kentucky is Rachel Lawson. 14th year at the helm of the Wildcats, and just has been incredible on the Bluegrass with what she has done up in Lexington. Winningest head coach in program history. Saw her team get out to the 2-0 advantage, and that's what Kentucky has done much of the year. 60-24 now, outscoring opponents in the first inning of play.
They definitely get their hacks, and I think people often talk about Kowalik and how successful she is, and I mean, she has an almost 600 on-base percentage, but that says a lot about the people hitting behind her to be able to score her and get some hits on the board and put some runs on early. It's a big difference when you're talking about close games.
And Grace Ballman leads off the top of the second. Well, if you're Mackenzie Herzog, you know that you have to settle in because, yes, Kentucky did get a couple of hits in that first inning, but she also walked 2 and hit a batter. And a 2-2 count to the leadoff hitter in the second, Grace Ballman. Full count now, as that was well out in front of the plate.
Come on, Mackenzie.
Up the middle. Base hit, leadoff runner aboard. And now the bottom of the Kentucky lineup in Miranda Stoddard, but Ballman trying to get something going to start the second.
Yeah, Kentucky spray chart is pretty dead center right now, taking it right back where it came from. Just a solid swing and a great leadoff for them.
Now entering the game for the Wildcats to
So they've gotten the leadoff runner on in each of the first 2 innings.
Next up to the plate, third baseman number 1, Miranda Stoddard.
And Miranda Stoddard coming up. Good bunt and thrown away at first base. Stoddard going for second. Everybody will move up a bag. Pinch running at the moment. JC Babbs, she goes to third. Stoddard to second, and that sets the table for Kayla Kowalik.
Beautiful bunt. Was in the perfect spot to where third base, pitcher, and catcher all were kind of debating, okay, whose ball is this? We kind of got to hurry. Stoddard has quite a bit of wheels. Was able to put the pressure on.
Kowalik, a base on balls, her first time up, and then came around to score. Chopped. Nice play by Shaylee Ackerman to get the tag out and keep the runners where they are.
Gotta love the awareness there with runners in scoring position at third. Kowalik just gets around this ball and hits it into the ground. As a runner at third, you're looking for that ball down to the right side, but this one unfortunately was a little bit too close, so where Babs didn't quite have a jump on it, would have been probably not in their favor, but Ackerman coming up tagging instead of making a throw.
Tatum Spangler flew out to center field in the first inning. J.C. Babs at third base, the pinch runner, and Miranda Stoddard at second. Bounced up off the plate and got past Haley Lee onto the net. That will allow J.C. Babs to score. 3-0 Kentucky, and Stoddard went to third on the wild pitch.
Taking a look here, this one just rolls in the dirt and kind of rolls up the arm of Lee. Has a little bit of trouble tracking it down. Babs scores easy.
And one pitch later, the strikeout of Spangler.
Rise ball up in the zone. And this is something with Herzog. I talked to Kara Dill, the pitching coach for A&M, and just making those pitches look a little bit more deceiving, right? Those 0-2, 1-2, 2-2 counts where you're ahead, but you still don't want to give them anything that doesn't look anything like a strike. You want to be a little bit more deceptive to these hitters so you can get those swing and misses instead of just leaving the balls and not even giving it a second thought.
At Mariana Torres, and there's 2 outs.
Left fielder number 9, Lauren Johnson.
Lauren Johnson. So Spangler ends up not being a strikeout, but a ground out after she came back to the plate. And it is Lauren Johnson now. That caught the outside corner, has her down to the count, 0-2.
Thought we just wanted to go for 4 outs this time.
Joe Evans would rather not. Let's keep it at 3. You were talking about Kara Dill, the A&M pitching coach. Dill, a former player at Kentucky for Rachel Lawson. Two and two. Haley Lee comes out from behind the plate. Wants a word with Mackenzie Herzog.
Throwing those 2 in the dirt, just giving her a little pep talk. These 2 have been on a pretty good wavelength throughout the season, especially last weekend at Mississippi State. Herzog had 2 complete games, 2 wins. Seemed to have some good stuff going for them there.
Well, Herzog early in this game, she's walked 2, hit a batter, has thrown a wild pitch, and also has committed an error. She'll simply have to settle down because she obviously has the tools to work with to get through this Kentucky lineup, despite them being a pretty powerful hitting squad. Just issued a walk to Lauren Johnson. So at the corners, with 2 outs in the top of the second and a 3-0 Kentucky lead with Erin Koffel coming to the plate.
There you go.
Came up empty. Swing and a miss on an outside pitch, and Koffel down in the count 0-2. Across the diamond, Trinity Cannon throws out Erin Koffel. That will end the top of the second inning. Kentucky tacks on one more. Wildcats 3-0 after an inning and a half. That's a nice night. We're glad it's turned out that way here in College Station. Everybody enjoying this one and the weather. There was rain earlier today, but even behind the wall on the hill, 2 or 4-legged, having a good time at Davis Diamond. Aggies head coach Joe Evans, 25 years at the helm of this program. Told you earlier, an NFCA Hall of Famer. Got to go all the way back to 2002 to find the last time she did not have the Aggies in the NCAA postseason. Evans has Kelby Fortenberry leading off the bottom of the second inning. A&M in a 3-0 hole, but both of these teams can swing the bats and a long way to go on this Friday night. Aggies had a threat going in the bottom of the first. They got the first 2 aboard when Lee and Herzog singled. Just could not move them. That's a base hit to start the second. Fortenberry goes the opposite way.
Giving him a little power slap action there. Fortenberry gonna move her feet. Textbook slap. Crossover, hands to the ball, on 2. And just is able to punch it through that 5-6 hole with a great barrel angle. And again, another leadoff on board.
Well, it's happened for both teams in both innings. Trinity Cannon at the plate. Kentucky in the first got Kowalik, the leadoff hitter, aboard with a walk. She would come around to score. An inning ago, they got Ballman, the leadoff hitter, on with a single, and she would come around to score. A&M in the first, Haley Lee a single to lead off, but she was stranded. And now what can the Aggies do with Kelby Fortenberry as she starts the second with a hit? Trinity Cannon steps in. 217 the average for Cannon. Fortenberry was going. Foul ball. She'll head back to first base, 2-2 to Trinity Cannon.
Little hit and run action there, possibly.
Fortenberry on stolen base attempts this year, 13 of them. She's made good on 10 of those. Strike three looking. That is the second K for Autumn Humes.
The drop ball strikes again. Love the spot on this one. Just right at the knees. Cannon didn't like that call, but if Humes can stay there, that's going to be money all day.
With one out, it's Rylan Wiggins at the plate. So both these teams start talented freshmen at shortstop. Rylan Wiggins for the Aggies and Aaron Koffel for Kentucky. Fortenberry going again. Throw down to second base. In time. Kayla Kowalik throws out Kelby Fortenberry. Caught stealing, and there's two down.
She's known for her bat, but she said don't test her arm either. Perfect pitch for a throwdown. Outside corner. Koffel gets there with plenty of time. This nice swipe tag shows the ball to the umpire. Gotta love it.
Wiggins, shallow right. The second baseman, Emmy Blaine, will make the grab. So both teams are getting the leadoff runners on. It's Kentucky doing something with it. Somebody's digging the tunes at Davis Diamond tonight.
I think that's him asking you for a dance battle.
Not me. I've got an excuse. I'll tell him I'm busy and send you down there.
Hey, I'd be up for the challenge.
Okay. Mackenzie Herzog picked up 2 wins in Starkville last weekend. Had to work for the one on Friday. Complete game, but 5 earned, and then was dominant Sunday. Another complete game, 3 hits and just 1 run allowed. She's run into some trouble early here tonight. Herzog has issued 3 walks and also hit a batter. Renee Abernathy delivered the 2 RBI single in the first to give Kentucky the early lead, and they tacked on another one in the second. So thus far, the leadoff hitter has not been kept off the base paths for either team. Kentucky 2 for 2, A&M 2 for 2. Herzog trying to end that streak, and Abernathy trying to continue it. Out of play on the foul ball, 2-2. It's actually 2-1 now. 2 strikes on Abernathy, and now the strikeout. That is Herzog's first.
And that's a strikeout, which means one lucky fan is getting a strikeout T-shirt delivered right to their seat, courtesy of CC.
Abernathy just swinging through this one in the dirt.
Next up to the plate, first baseman 13, Valerie.
Not sure if she made up her mind before the pitch came, but out of the hand didn't look like a strike.
Right at Trinity Cannon, 2 outs.
Quick work.
Well, Herzog could use a quick inning.
Pitcher number 7, Autumn Hughes.
She can get that if she can retire her counterpart, Autumn Humes. Humes flew out to right in the first inning. At the time, she thought she had an RBI with that. On that fly ball, Erin Koffel tagged and scored from third base, but moments after it was determined she left early, so she was an out. It was 3-0 Kentucky when Koffel scored, but the run was wiped out and the inning ended. Kentucky would get their third run in the top of the second. High and tight, a check swing. Stick with 2 strikes. So the Wildcats, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 more here in the third. They've jumped on the Aggies, 4-0. That's fouled off the foot of Babs, and still 2 strikes. An appeal over toward third base, but everything's in order. Still 1-2. Strikeout of J.C. Babs, Mackenzie Herzog, 2 Ks in that inning, but the Wildcats another run. UK 4, A&M nothing. Herzog trying to settle in. Perhaps the strikeout of Babs will allow her to do it. If you look out beyond right center, plenty of pups out tonight.
It's a puppy party.
Yeah, for the Aggies and the Cats. Autumn Humes has worked through the first couple of innings here tonight, keeping the Aggies off the board. She's allowed the leadoff hitter on both times, but has stranded them. Mariana Torres, bottom of the order, to start the bottom of the third. After Torres, you go back to the top and Haley Lee. Torres, a freshman, this is her third SEC start. She has played in several conference games, though. Last time she started was April 3rd against Alabama. One and two. Autumn Humes, her third strikeout, and she's now gone through the A&M lineup 1 time.
I like the setup there. She goes outside with that curveball and comes right back in at the knees with the drop. Love the sequencing. Really hard for a hitter to catch up to that if they're not expecting it.
Here's Haley Lee. 4th nationally in home runs, 2nd in the SEC. Leads the Southeastern Conference in slugging percentage. Out of play the opposite way here. Lee has actually hit 4 home runs in the last 4 Aggie games. Not in 4 of them consecutively. In one of those, she hit 2 home runs. So 1-2 now. Haley Lee singled to start the bottom of the first inning. Right after her, Mackenzie Herzog singled, but the Aggies could not move them around. Humes goes away with 2 strikes on Lee, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Again, a foul ball to the right side.
Finders keepers on all foul balls, courtesy of the Dixie Chicken.
It's a good matchup here. Humes against Lee. Humes can kind of go at her due to the fact the bases are empty.
And you've got the lead.
And a 4-run lead helps in that matter, too. So full count now.
That's the way to work it back. Foul off the pitches that you know you don't want to hit. That might be called a strike. And then let the ones that aren't in your zone, just let them go. Fight your way back to a full count.
Walked her. The Aggies have a base runner with 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd.
And that's what has made Haley Lee so good this year. And talking to Coach Joe Evans before the game, and you don't want somebody to be overly aggressive and swing at everything, and you don't want somebody to be so patient to where they're taking a lot of strikes. And Haley Lee has just found a perfect medium of attacking those pitches and then letting some go that she knows that maybe she doesn't want to swing at, or maybe she feels like she could get a better one.
Just drew the walk. Autumn Humes against Mackenzie Herzog helped herself out with a home run. Herzog, well, she can help her own cause with a runner on and 1 out in the 3rd. Herzog singled back in the 1st, and that extended her hit streak to 9 games in a row. Foul ball on a 1-2 count. Stick with a 1-2. Herzog stays alive. Struck her out, went upstairs, and 2 down.
Normally a drop ball pitcher, but this pitch is normally a see-me, so she's going to show you that pitch so that the drop ball looks even better. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the broadcast, she's really worked on improving that rise and also her changeup to be more consistent and get a couple more swings and misses.
The 4th K by Autumn Humes, and with 2 down, Looks in at Morgan Smith. Smith, a foul out to left in the first inning, hit it deep, but Lauren Johnson ran into foul ground on the warning track to make the grab. Trying to move around Haley Lee, who is running at first base with 2 outs. A&M in an early hole, still time. Still plenty of swings left for both teams. Both the Aggies and Wildcats have some power throughout the lineup. And they can put up runs in a hurry. So now a 3-1 count. Smith possibly a pitch away from getting 2 on with 2 out. Thought she had the walk, started to throw the bat away, called strike on what a lot of this Aggie crowd thought was an outside pitch.
And they were loud about it.
They were letting Kevin Davis know their thoughts. Full count. And got her on the inside corner. 3 strikeouts that inning for Autumn Humes, and she has totaled up 5 Ks now. 4-0 Kentucky. They've got a run in each inning, and Humes in control in the circle. Kentucky has it rolling in College Station. First inning, Renee Abernathy, base hit up the middle. It plates 2. 2-0 Wildcats after 1. In the second inning, a wild pitch. Mackenzie Herzog, the Aggie starter, has had some control problems in this game. Wild pitch scores J.C. Babbs. 3-0 Kentucky. And then in the third, Autumn Humes, the Wildcat pitcher, helps her own cause deep over the right field wall. Solo home run, 4-0 Cats down here in College Station, and the Aggies will make the pitching change.
Grace Uribe, the freshman, throws a heavy drop ball, and the thing you hear the most about her is how competitive she is. She wants the ball at all times, no matter if you're winning, if they're losing. She's like, give me the ball, I'll handle it, I'll get it done, I'll do what I need to do.
Huntington Beach, California. 2018 and 19, she was named the LA Times High School Player of the Year. And Uribe faces Miranda Stoddard to start her outing and to start the top of the 4th. Stoddard herself from the Los Angeles area, Anaheim, California. So a couple of Californians who chose to play their college softball in the SEC facing each other right now. It's 2-1. Evens the count. It's at Trinity Cannon, 1 out.
There you go. I like Trinity.
We'll see a lot of those ground balls with Uribe on the mound. Like I mentioned, throws a ton of drop balls. Has to know that her defense has her back, especially with those routine plays.
Don't you like your third baseman having the last name Cannon?
Very fitting.
Doesn't that make you feel better
It
as a
does.
pitcher? You know, I know I got somebody there who can throw across the diamond. Now Uribe is going to have to field her own position. Really no chance. Kayla Kowalik, terrific bunt, excellent speed, and there was just no shot to get her up the line at first base.
And again, we talked about how good Kowalik is because she's able to do this. Laying down that bunt, shouldn't be a shock because you know she has so much speed, but you have to respect the power that she has, and you gotta make her hit it past you, and can't let her butt in front of you. That's the #1 rule as a corner.
Kowalik is going. Throw is high and into center field, backed up by Fortenberry, but Kowalik now 19 of 20 on her stolen base attempts this season. You start to ask yourself, what can't she do?
The question is nothing.
She has every tool there is.
She gets a great jump.
Speed, power. Laid down an excellent bunt a moment ago.
You think she can pitch? We'll ask.
You think Rachel
get back to
Lawson's
you.
asking herself, like she's looking at her assistant coaches in the dugout, should we try her in the circle?
Hey, you never know.
I mean, Kowalik did a phenomenal throw from behind the plate earlier to catch Kelby Fortenberry trying to steal. I mean, there's an arm there. I mean, she's got all the tools. Tatum Spangler's got an 0-2 count. That's in the dirt, and Kowalik's going to third. But we were talking before we came on the air, Tori, Kowalik on Sunday, their last game for Kentucky, she saw a 23-game hit streak end. That is the Kentucky school record. And a lot of those were multi-hit games.
They were. I went to the box score and was looking, trying to see if she could make it more, but
not going to try to score here on the ground ball by Spangler. There's 2 outs.
it's unfortunate. I mean, you're always rooting, especially for players like Kowalik who are chasing those records. Even though she already said it, you know, you want to see how far they can get it. Let's get 25. Let's get 30. Just keep them going. At least I was rooting for. I was like, keep it going, girl. You got it.
I counted that during that 23-game hit streak, as Lauren Johnson bats, there was a window in there where Kowalik had 9 games in a row in which she went multi-hit, 2 or more hits in a game, 9 in a row. Up the middle, base hit, and Kentucky, they have still scored in every inning. Lauren Johnson drives home Kowalik, 5-0 Cats. It's an offense that just won't quit. They keep coming at you.
They do, and I like that they can keep it simple. They can get those big hits, but then they can also do things like this. Just drive it right back up the middle, scoring that run. That's all you need. With a runner on third, anything pretty much through the infield is going to score them.
Well, they have 7 hits. Kentucky does. One of them's a homer. 2 of them are bunts, and the rest are right back up the middle, as you say. Aaron Koffel. Kentucky has out-hit A&M 7-3. Runner is going. Throw down. It just hopped in short of Ryland Wiggins. She almost made an excellent pick and a tag, but popped out of the glove. Very tough play. And Johnson has second base.
Haley Lee makes a decent throw, short hops Wiggins, but also obstruction. Ryland Wiggins was falling towards the base, not giving the runner a lane. So even if she would have made that play, it would have been tough.
That was fouled right outside the bag at third base when it was fielded by Trinity Cannon. Very close.
Okay, Grace.
Home plate umpire Kevin Davis made the call. He could see it just right there outside the bag. 2-2 to Aaron Koffel. Stick with the same count. now a full count.
Haley. Come on, Grace. Don't lose her on this one.
Hit pretty well, but also well fouled.
Koffel getting it just ahead, a little bit ahead of those drop balls. Catching him on the wrong side of the white line.
Right at Trinity Cannon. So Kentucky 2 in the first and then 1 in the second, third, and fourth. 5-0 UK. Opening night of this SEC series for the weekend down here in College Station. Kentucky has come on the road and taken control on the Aggies' home turf. 5-0 Cats. They have scored in every inning. Came on the air tonight telling you how there's a couple of stars nationally in this game, the two catchers, Haley Lee and Kayla Kowalik, but some budding stars in the making as well. A couple of freshmen. Aaron Koffel, the shortstop for the Wildcats, Bree Warren, left fielder for the Aggies. Both can swing it pretty well.
Yeah, I like to call them the future of the SEC
Yeah.
coming up, but both of them hitting extremely well. Aaron Koffel set a new single-season home run record by a freshman at Kentucky with 16.
And Bree Warren leads it off here in the bottom of the fourth. Told you earlier, Warren on Monday was named the SEC Freshman of the Week after she had a terrific series in Starkville, going 5 for 10 in the 3 games against Mississippi State.
Come on, Bree.
She is going to try to get something started as the Aggies have fallen behind in game 1 of this series. Look out, Joe Evans.
That was quick.
Good reaction time.
I don't think I've ever seen her move that fast. That is why she sports that helmet, though.
Yeah.
A new one. Whenever I was in school, the one she had was falling apart, held together by tape. Wasn't doing much
Did
good.
the new one come with the new stadium?
It might have, honestly.
You get a new stadium, Davis Diamond, you're going to need a new helmet to coach in as well. Autumn Humes is really starting to deal. Her last 4 outs are Ks.
See Warren again on this outside corner. Doesn't even come close to that ball. Same one she struck out with on the previous at-bat. Looking to make some adjustments with the A&M hitters.
Shaylee Ackerman to the plate. Starts her off with a strike on the inner half. Ackerman hit into a fielder's choice back in the first inning, so 0 for 1. Well, both the Aggies and the Wildcats looking forward to the postseason. There's only one series left in the regular season. For A&M, that final series next weekend will be at Florida. For Kentucky, they'll host South Carolina. And then the SEC tournament will be played in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the home of the Crimson Tide. Coming into this weekend, the Aggies with an NCAA RPI of 35. So they sit well as far as making the tournament. Kentucky with an RPI of 20. Wildcats are thinking about hosting an NCAA region.
Yeah, I remember coming into college and understanding, obviously, the rankings. And then Coach Evans started talking to us about RPI. And I'm like, what in the world is that? Like, you don't really know until you get closer to that postseason, and then you start understanding, okay, our RPI is more important than anything. The higher your RPI, the more likely you are to host a regional if you're in the top 16.
Come on, Shay.
And I've always said, as far as getting in any sport that hosts a 64-team field for the NCAAs, strikeout of Ackerman, and I mean, did I say Humes is starting to deal? I mean, 5 strikeouts her last 5 Hauser games. It's 7 total.
Yeah, and take a look at how far Ackerman is off the plate. She's practically in the middle of the box, and so this outside corner is going to be extremely hard for her to reach, considering how much distance it is away from her, and combined with that low spot, deadly.
Going back to the RPI that we were talking about, I've always said, if you're softball, if you're baseball, if you're the basketballs, men's and women's that host 64-team fields for your NCAA tournament, when it comes to RPI, if you're top 45, you feel like you've locked it up and you should be in. The ones who are really nervous on selection day are 46 through 50. That is truly the bubble. You wake up with anxiety. And then if you're 51 and beyond, you're just hoping for something to happen, but likely it won't. So when you talk about Texas A&M at 35, Kentucky at 20, they sit very well, obviously, as far as making the NCAAs. Kentucky, like we said, their mind is on trying to host and get an NCAA regional to their home turf in Lexington. Fortenberry got a base hit in the second inning. The Aggies trying to roll with 2 in the bottom of the 4th. That is out of play. That'll get over the netting.
If you can track it down, you can take it home. Courtesy of the Dixie Chicken.
But the NCAA today, they released 20 possible host sites for the upcoming NCAA tournament. 16 will host. On that list, 4 will drop off and not be a host site. But it's safe to say then Kentucky is still alive. They were on that list of 20 that could potentially host a regional. Check swing, tried to slap, went around, and what Humes is doing right now, you can only use the word dominating. 6 strikeouts in the last 2 innings for Autumn Humes. Kentucky has come into College Station, taking control of this opening game. We're playing 3 in Aggieland this weekend, tomorrow at 2 o'clock and then Sunday at noon. All important SEC series. And the Wildcats are up 5-0. They have scored in every inning. Scoring started in the first when Renee Abernathy ripped a base hit up the middle that had 2 RBIs attached to it. Here is Abernathy to begin the 5th. Grace Uribe, the freshman, now in the circle for the Aggies. She came on to start the 4th in relief of Mackenzie Herzog. And on the other side, A&M unable to solve Autumn Humes in the circle for the Wildcats. Ackerman got that on the foul side of the line.
Some nice footwork there.
Well, Ackerman, prior to this season, she hadn't played a whole lot of first base, but you get the sense she's starting to become more comfortable over there.
Sounds very familiar. Me.
I knew where you were going with that. Yeah.
Come on, Grace.
Well, they say first base is a footwork position.
It's true. Fancy feet.
What it's all about. That is, oh, I thought I was about to call it over the head of Ackerman, but yes, perhaps comfortable at first base. Goes upstairs and makes the grab, reaching high.
Times this one just perfectly. It wasn't hit very hard, but just the timing of it. And Ackerman, thankfully she's tall. Snow cones this one at the end of her glove. Great play.
Comes down with it. Mallory Payton. Payton is 0 for 1, a ground out and a walk. Wildcats started this season 19-0. A loud start to the year for UK, but they may have made more noise on March 27th through 29th when they took 2 of 3 from 4th-ranked Alabama. That really grabbed the attention of several around the SEC and perhaps the nation.
Big series for sure.
Alabama in action right now in Athens. 4th-ranked Tide leads Georgia 4-1 in the 5th inning. Important series there. High to left, Bree Warren moves over toward the line, and there's 2 outs.
Sure was a high one. Was waiting for it to come back down.
Pitcher number 7, Autumn Hughes.
Not much wind tonight, makes it a little bit easier on the outfielders.
Warren had no trouble. Autumn Humes, backhand by Wiggins. Nice throw across the diamond, but beating it out, Autumn Humes just barely.
Fantastic glove work by Wiggins. It's great positioning, tries to keep herself up. I think she would have been able to get her out on this play specifically if she threw it into the dirt. And I know it sounds counterintuitive. I get it. But the ball travels a lot faster on the ground than it does in the air. So as a first baseman, you know that's your job, is to pick that ball for your infielders, make them look good. And as a shortstop, you're just trying to get rid of the ball. And if you have to rear back and try to use all of your arm strength in that weird position, it's going to take a lot longer than if you were to just get rid of it and spike it into the ground.
A great job to get to it. With that plant foot sliding, just didn't have enough on it to get Humes. Grace Ballman is back in. She singled earlier in the 2nd inning. Did not hit in the 3rd. J.C. Babbs was in for her. Now Ballman in to hit once more in the 5th. And an 0-2 count. Grace Uribe trying to put up a 0 in a frame for the first time against Kentucky tonight. Thought she had Ballman looking.
For God's sake, she's
And Kevin Davis will hear from the Davis Diamond crowd once more.
Change up at the knees. Whew, that's a close one.
To right, Star Ferguson is there, and that will end the inning. So for the first time tonight, Kentucky, Humes is 2 for 3 with a home run.
Leads off for the Aggies in the bottom of the fifth. That's going to be third baseman number 26, Trinity Cannon.
Humes' last 6 outs are strikeouts, and she has 8 total for the game. She faces Trinity Cannon to lead the bottom of the fifth.
There you go. Straighten that out.
The last A&M hit was by Kelby Fortenberry to lead off the second inning. No hits since then, just a harmless walk. A&M trying to solve Humes and get back into the game. It's getting late.
Come on, watch your back, Trinity. I heard that. Hey. Wow.
Cannon was a strikeout looking back in the second inning.
Come on, Trinity. Come on, get a piece of that.
That is another strikeout. Her last 7 outs are K's, and it's 9 total for the senior out of Bald Knob, Arkansas.
Humes again just hitting this outside corner. The Aggie hitters are making it difficult on themselves. They're so far back away from the plate that they're making that outside pitch look even further than it actually is. All it takes is one person to get up on that plate and drive that pitch to the other side.
If you look at the last 10 Aggies to come to the plate,
Come on, Ryland.
8 of them have struck out. There's been 1 walk and a pop-up. Just nothing doing against Autumn Humes. And Wiggins, Ryland Wiggins, is down in the count 1-2. Wiggins was the pop-up. A&M threatened in the first, didn't get a run. Got a leadoff single in the second, and they have just gone ice cold with the bats since then.
I feel like the difference definitely in the first inning, if they would have gotten that timely hit with runners in scoring position, we could be looking at a whole different ballgame. Because normally all it takes is 1 hit to kind of open that can of worms and all the runs just start flowing in. And you see it with Kentucky. They scored early and then they consistently have put runs up on the board, except for the 5th inning, top of the 5th. But they've been able to just consistently tack on those runs and not feel like they're in a rush to score them all at once.
Wiggins does draw a walk to break up the Humes dominance for the moment. One out base runner. Yeah, hitting is contagious, and Kentucky took advantage of getting those leadoff runners on early. A&M was doing the same thing, just couldn't get them across. With Wiggins at first base, Mariana Torres will come to the plate. Top of the Aggie order, and Haley Lee is up next. You'd love her to come to the plate with a couple of her teammates aboard. Talk about changing a game. Haley Lee can sometimes do that with one swing. We discussed it earlier. The last time these two played last year was a big Kentucky lead early. A&M almost came all the way back. It was a 10-9 Kentucky win in a thrilling, very entertaining game. A&M can swing the bats too, so we are far from finished.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever count either one of these teams out, whether the score is 5-0 or 15-0. Both sides are going to come out swinging.
And if you're the Aggies, and if you can get Torres aboard, although she does have 2 strikes, Lee and Herzog behind her. Call strike 3. They continue to mount for Autumn Humes. 10 Ks now.
By this point in the game, you have to know what the umpire's strike zone is. There's really no reason to take this pitch. You know that he's calling off the outside part of the plate. That has to be a pitch that you're swinging at, trying to get it out, just foul it off. Even though you don't want to hit it, that doesn't mean you can just not swing at it unless you want to head back to the dugout.
Now Lee, after that first pitch, backed off the plate and kind of headed over toward the on-deck circle where Mackenzie Herzog is. Now she's back in. And Lee has 2 hits tonight, going to third base. Rylan Wiggins. So Aggies at the corners as Haley Lee is 2 for 2 and has also walked. Autumn Humes has been terrific, but she hasn't gotten Haley Lee out yet.
Yeah, just gets enough of this one. Dumps it into left field, and I love that Rylan Wiggins, she can see the ball in front of her, and with 2 outs, she knows that she can make it to third on this ball and doesn't hesitate, gets in easy, no slide necessary.
Designated player number 24, Mackenzie Herzog.
Mackenzie Herzog at the plate. Her single in the first extended her hit streak to 9 games in a row. Herzog's 1 for 2. Outside on the first couple of offerings, and it's 2-0. Three and 0 now. If Herzog can get aboard, it's bases loaded. Take sign on, 3-1. Humes has tossed the shutout thus far, but there are Aggies at the corners, and Rylan Wiggins at third and Haley Lee at first. 3-1 count to Herzog. Now you go full up. He's found the zone on the last 2 pitches. Center field, Abernathy moving over. Fly out will close the inning, and the Aggies strand a couple. UK 5, A&M nothing. Shutout still intact for Autumn Humes. One of the NCAA regionals coming up in a few weeks. Wildcats sit at 20 in the RPI as we take a look at the national rankings. As you might expect, much of it the Southeastern Conference. It is actually 10th ranked Arkansas who is on top of the league standings. The Razorbacks are 17-4 in conference play. Third ranked Florida is 14-4 in the league. Fourth ranked Alabama is 12-6 along with Missouri, who is also 12-6. Hit pretty well off the bat of Miranda Stoddard, but Trinity Cannon is right there.
Gotta love a first pitch swinging out for a defense.
Top of the order and Kayla Kowalik.
There you go, right away, Grace.
Most hits in a season already, 83 in 2021. Kowalik came into tonight with the .526 batting average. She is 1 for 2, so she's actually going to see that drop a little bit. Kowalik has scored 2 runs in this game already. Walked in the first, came around and scored. Singled in the fourth. Got to home plate there as well. New Braunfels, Texas native.
She's got her own little cheering section.
Yeah.
Went crazy for her during lineups, beginning of the game. It's always nice to play in front of some family and friends.
You've certainly got to be proud the way she's played this season. Full count now. Kowalik, her base hit tonight was the first time she faced Uribe. Stays alive on the foul ball, back to the screen. Stick with a full count. But 45 games Kowalik has started this year, only failing to get a hit in 5 of those.
That's insane.
Incredible numbers. Foul ball off the bag at first.
Especially when you think about the caliber of teams that they're playing, the pitchers that they're facing. These aren't just your everyday pitchers, right? These are All-Americans. This
is the SEC.
Yeah, SEC first teamers. You know, it's impressive.
Walked here. She's been on base 3 times tonight. Those SEC standings we were talking about. Florida this weekend is at Missouri. If Florida were to sweep, they could catch up with Arkansas and get to 17-4. Alabama, they are leading Georgia right now. Alabama and Missouri at 12-6. The best they could do if they were to sweep this weekend, they can get within 2 games of Arkansas. The Razorbacks are off this week. They're not playing at all. Not in conference, not out of conference. So it gives Florida, Alabama, Missouri to try to play some kind of catch-up to get to the Razorbacks in that race for the conference title.
An off weekend. Never heard of it.
Yeah. Everybody takes a weekend off of SEC play because of the odd number of teams, but usually
Right.
you'll see a non-conference series.
Exactly.
Arkansas has elected to just not play.
Not a bad idea,
Gonna
though.
take some rest. And
Yeah, the rest is,
Yeah.
especially this late in the season, rest is your best friend. Your body will definitely thank you, especially in postseason.
yeah, not a bad plan. Runner was going. That's a foul ball. Went off the foot of Tatum Spangler, and she's going to need some time to walk this off, trying to get it stretched out. Those don't particularly feel good. Off the bat and onto the top of the foot.
You know what the worst thing about hitting yourself is when the umpire's like, take your time. But everybody in the stadium is watching you, trying to get over this pain that is just shooting through your body.
Well, they may say take your time, and you know it's not enough time.
Exact-
However,
it's
however
not
much you're
near
going to
enough.
give me, I'm going to need more.
Because then the catcher is just staring at you, the pitcher's waiting for you to get in the box, your coach is waiting to give you the sign. Everybody's waiting, and you're just trying to shake it off as fast as you can.
Oh, goodness. Then if you're swinging and you put it in play, you got to be off and running on that same foot. That is in play. Not an easy play, but Ackerman will get it to Mariana Torres, 2 outs.
Left fielder number 9.
Kowalik moved to second base, and Lauren Johnson will hit.
Right away, Grace.
Johnson 2 for 2 and a walk and an RBI. Has not been out yet. And for the first time, she is retired on the ground ball to Ryland Wiggins. Wildcats 6 outs away from winning game 1 of this series.
Autumn Humes, the star of today's game, the pitcher, but also letting you know she can swing it. Home run for her earlier today. She's 2 for 3 on the day, and then getting it done in the circle, using that drop ball and the rise, able to go to all 4 corners. She's got 10 on the day.
And shut out the Aggies through 5. To lead the bottom of the 6th, Humes goes against Morgan Smith. Humes had a string there going of 6 straight strikeouts of Aggie hitters. It spanned all the way from the 3rd to the 5th inning.
Come on, Lisa, offense.
Morgan Smith is 0 for 2. A foul out deep to left and a K looking. A&M just 4 hits off of Humes. Kentucky has doubled up the Aggies in base hits, 8 to 4. A&M has committed an error. Kentucky has not. So 5-8-0 for the Wildcats, 0-4-1. The runs, hits, and errors for A&M. And now Humes has gone past the century mark on the pitch count. Three and 1 count to Morgan Smith. Humes has issued 2 walks tonight. Check swing went around and a full count.
Come on, Mo. Come on, we need some runs.
Morgan Smith stays in the fight, keeps the count full. A&M had the leadoff hitter on in each of the first 2 innings. It hasn't happened for the Aggies since then. And now Morgan Smith is the first aboard.
That's exactly what you need from your leadoff hitter. Doesn't matter how you get on, as long as you get on. But working the count doesn't hurt too bad.
A pinch runner, Tadria Cine.
Now entering the game to run at first base for the Aggies is number 1, Tadria Cine. Next up to the plate, the left fielder number 4, Bree Warren.
Cine, a junior from Nevada, Texas. Bree Warren at the plate. She struck out twice. But Warren came into the game with a .343 average. Well to left, but run down by Lauren Johnson. Came off the bat pretty well, but Lauren Johnson, I think, had her plate toward the line.
Yeah, I was about to say, very well hit off the bat. Thought it might have a chance to get over the head of Lauren Johnson, but got a good read on it. Keeps Cine at first base.
Shaylee Ackerman at the plate, 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and strikeout swinging. Caught the corner on the first pitch. Opposite field, but into the glove of Emmy Blaine. 2 outs.
Next up for the Aggies, center fielder number 7, Kelby Fortenberry.
Kelby Fortenberry, base hit, single in the second inning, strikeout swinging in the fourth. And a strike to start our count here. Two and two now to the Aggie senior center fielder from East Bernard, Texas. Back up the middle, and Sinney sliding, got to the bag before Blaine could collect the ball and try to get the force out.
Go, Danny. I need a hit. Go, Danny.
Elder is hitting for Trinity Cannon. Kowalik got in front of that, kept the Aggie runners where they are.
Go, Danny.
Two strikes after the foul ball. Elder stays alive.
That's that pitch that was getting called that the Aggie hitters were letting go, getting rung up on. That's where the maturity of a senior like Danny Elder comes into play. She knows that that ball has been called for a strike and has to foul it off.
Trying to get back up the middle, diving play and a throw home. Sinney got in before the tag was put down. Excellent effort by Emmy Blaine, but Sinney, too much speed, and the Aggies are on the board.
Almost an identical hit there from Elder. Again, just bounces it over the head of Humes. Blaine able to glove this one, but not able to do too much, and Sinney with her speed is able to slide under the tag of Kowalik. And the Aggies are on the board.
Come on, Rylan.
Well, A&M hasn't been shut out all year, and that will remain. They'll keep that streak intact with the run.
Come on, Rylan. Ready, boy. Ready, boy.
Kowalik wants to talk to Autumn Humes in the circle. Would think she's telling her, look, you're still in control. You still have a 4-run lead. You just need an out here.
Wow, it's like you played softball. That was spot on.
No, it's not because I can read lips. I can't do that.
Well, usually they've got the glove over the mouth.
She had it blocked pretty well, too. So.
Don't need anybody stealing their diabolical plan.
No. You got to keep those to yourself. And she will put a strike down the heart of the plate. Make it 2-1 to Rylan Wiggins. Wiggins got on her last time. She walked. Fouled that straight down.
We've had a lot of those today.
Mm-hmm.
Look, take your time. Never fails.
Still needing more time.
At that point, you just try to start a conversation, take the attention elsewhere. That's what I do, at least.
So what are y'all doing after the game?
Yeah.
What's,
How's your trip
well,
been?
yeah, you guys and I are comfortable at the hotel. Over the infield and taken care of by Miranda Stoddard. The Aggies get a run, but UK up 5-1 and now 3 outs away from starting this series with a win. Wildcats trying to take the first game of the series down here in College Station, coming on the road from Lexington. And in this one, they've put up runs in each of the first 4 innings, then held off the board in the 5th and 6th.
Jumped on him pretty quick. Taylor Kowalik in that leadoff spot, getting them going. And then Spangler and Johnson behind her, just moving them around and getting them in.
The home run, a solo shot by the pitcher, Autumn Humes. Aaron Koffel leads the 7th. Kentucky looking for insurance. Grace Uribe has been in the circle for the Aggies since the start of the 4th inning. It was a struggle tonight for Mackenzie Herzog. She got the nod in this game 1 as the starter, went 3 innings, allowed 4 runs. Strikeout for Uribe.
Let's get things going for the Aggies here in the top of the 7th inning, which means one lucky fan is about to get a free strikeout t-shirt delivered right to
That drop ball, Uribe loves to throw it. Great spot, 0-2. Beautiful pitch. Gets Koffel to swing through it.
That's Uribe's first strikeout. Has really pitched well since the 4th inning. Right when she came in, Uribe allowed an early hit to Kowalik and then allowed Kowalik to score, but since then has settled in quite nicely. Renee Abernathy now. She got the scoring started back in the 1st inning. 2 RBI single right back up the middle. This is backhanded by Shaylee Ackerman, 2 outs.
Ackerman's reach really coming in handy today. First on that soft liner. And now on the backhand.
Come on, Grace, one more.
Abernathy tries to get this one through the hole, but Ackerman does a great job of keeping her feet moving through the ball on that backhand. Getting the out.
Oh, come on. Blue, that was close.
So 2 down. It's a chance for the first 1-2-3 inning tonight against the Kentucky lineup. They have not gone down in order in any frame. Mallory Payton is 0 for 2. She does have a walk. Nice pitch on the outer half.
That way, Grace. Come on, Grace.
High in the air, foul territory, just out of play and out of reach of Bree Warren.
She tried to make it happen.
Outfielders dream of those catches, leaning over the wall. hauling it in.
I think I dream about those. And I
Yeah.
don't even play outfield.
Probably get a standing ovation if you make a catch like
Take
that.
a bow,
Yeah.
show the
you
ball.
can tip the cap, the visor.
Throw the ball to the crowd.
Give somebody a souvenir. Just out of her reach, though.
Come on, Grace.
Full count now to Mallory Payton.
Right now. Come on, get this one past you. Stay with her, Grace. Stay with her.
Full count walk.
Come on, Eggs.
So Kentucky still, they've had a base runner every inning.
Pitcher number 7, Autumn Hughes.
And now Autumn Humes to the plate. Just an incredible evening. In the circle and with the bat in her hands. She's 2 for 3 at the plate, has a home run, and has only allowed the 1 run to the Aggies in the circle.
Peyton was at first base after the walk trying to get her mitt on for sliding, which a lot of the teams use now, and everybody's waiting on her. Right as she gets it on, Coach Lawson walks out. She's like, Mallory, pinch runner.
Thanks, this took me a while.
Right.
It's Vanessa Nesby, that pinch runner.
There you go. Right away.
A freshman out of Corona, California.
There you go. Right away.
Humes down in the count against Uribe. Low pitch, strike 3, got her swinging.
Free strikeout t-shirt courtesy of CC Creations.
Uribe does her job, only allows a run in 4 innings, but the Aggies are down to their last 3 outs, and they need 4 in their half of the 7th. Kentucky needs 3 outs. The Aggies need 4 runs. 5-8-0 for the Wildcats. 1-6-1 for the homestanding Aggies. UK looking for a dub on the opening night of this 3-game set in College Station. Looking around the SEC tonight, Alabama beat Georgia 4-1. Tennessee beat Auburn 2-1. South Carolina beat Mississippi State 8-7.
Kelly Martinez.
Florida leads Missouri 5-2 in the 6th. Ole Miss is out of conference. They lead UCF 8-2 in the 6th. And in College Station, Kentucky 5, A&M 1. Kelly Martinez is the hitter in a pinch hit role. Martinez, the senior out of Yucaipa, California, a Utah transfer.
Again, going with that senior pinch hit.
Martinez, a 240 average, has a couple of home runs. But at this point, it's about base runners.
Come on, Kelly. Get a piece of that.
We're just trying to get on. Haley Lee is due up next. Top of the order after Martinez. It's been a great night for Autumn Humes. She's trying to close it out right. She has been excellent in the circle and at the plate. Certainly been a catalyst for the Wildcats, trying to get them out to the lead in this series. If they hold off the Aggies, they go for the series win tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Martinez stays alive. It's another foul ball off the foot, ankle, or shin of a hitter.
That's at least 4.
Yeah. Strikeout swinging, and it is 11 on the night for Autumn Humes.
Humes is just absolutely dealing. Battles in this one, and then Kelly Martinez just gets underneath this one. Like you said, 11 on the night. Not too shabby.
One thing Humes hasn't done, as good a night as it's been for her, she hasn't gotten Haley Lee out.
It is hard to do.
Yeah. Many have tried and failed. Lee, 2 base hits, singles in the first and fifth, and in between that, a walk in the third. 21 homers this year for Haley Lee, second in the SEC and fourth nationally. Hit that pretty well to left down the line, but Lauren Johnson is over, and Kentucky 1 out away.
We jinxed it.
4 plate appearances, on base 3 times, not bad for Haley Lee.
24, Mackenzie Herzog.
Mackenzie Herzog is the Aggies' last chance. She's 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a fly to center. Herzog's hit streak is safely at 9 games in a row due to the hit she got in the first inning. Could be it. Emmy Blaine over to first. UK a W on Friday night in College Station. 5-1. The Cats take it. Runs, hits, and errors. 5-8-0 for UK. 1-6-1 for A&M. And what a night, Tori, for Autumn Humes.
An incredible night. Was able to really utilize every pitch that she has in her arsenal and throw it to every quadrant, and that's what she did. She kept the A&M hitters on their toes, and 11 strikeouts. What a performance.
Humes, the complete game, the win. She goes 2 for 3 at the plate, a solo home run, and as Tori just told you, 11 Ks in the circle. Our producers tonight were Alyssa Killebrew and Thomas Burns. Our director was Justin Argo. For Tori Medalis in the booth, I'm Will Johnson. Thanks to all of our crew at 12 Man Productions for bringing you this one on the SEC Network. Kentucky takes game 1 of this series 5-1 over the Aggies.